Right, 18 August 2024. And today I'm very excited to be giving you my evening update. And I normally do these updates so that when we go to bed, we go with clarity. And the clarity that we're seeking is what do we do next as Zimbabweans, given the serious situation that is in our country, and given the fact that we still have 120 people that are in jail right now after the SADC summit. We have made a lot of effort leading up to the SADC summit. Since December, I've been talking about the SADC summit, and we've done a lot. However, what we've done is not enough, and it's going to take a lot more effort to bring our country where we need to bring it. And I'm going to be playing my part as we go. So I'm going to be providing leadership as much as I can in this particular environment of Zimbabwe. Our country needs to do well. And currently, our country is not doing well. So what I've done today is, as promised, I've taken steps today to move us forward. And when I talk about moving us forward, I'm talking here about dialogue. So the next step that we need to take in Zimbabwe is dialogue. Dialogue is critical. And there is a huge demand for dialogue in Zimbabwe. Young Zimbabweans want our country to work. We've got so much attention of the youths. It's unbelievable how many youths come to Gambakwe media. And if we don't do it, they don't have the capacity to do it. You have seen me traveling to Botswana. You have seen me traveling to Zambia. And now we've started the process of engaging the new chairperson of the organ on politics, defense and security, President Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania. We've engaged her with a letter. I've written a letter to President Samia Suluhu Hassan this evening. I've shared the letter in the groups. So in our groups, there are people that we're working with in our groups. We've shared the letter. Everyone has got the letter. They've seen it. And we're looking at President Samia Suluhu Hassan to assist with the process of dialogue in Zimbabwe. So President Samia Suluhu Hassan was appointed and voted in yesterday by the SADC summit. She's incoming. She is going to be responsible for the organ, and the organ is the most powerful body in SADC. It makes decisions that affect different countries in SADC. So the letter that we've written to President Samia is for a formal request so that they can allow us to take part in the dialogue as a group and also to participate in the mediation process. So there are various steps that need to be taken in the beginning, which is to put people together, to talk to various parties within ZANU-PF and also parties around Chamisa, so that each party agrees to certain steps. So if you want to see that later, you can WhatsApp me on this number here. So the number that I use, if you WhatsApp me on that number, I'll give you a link to the letter that we've sent to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. It has been copied to all the relevant people at the SADC Secretariat. Then tomorrow, what we're going to do, we're going to write the chairman of SADC, who is Mnangagwa, and we're going to bring to his attention the pressing issue of what is happening in Zimbabwe right now. It's crazy that we have to write Mnangagwa about the people that have been arrested in Zimbabwe, because Mnangagwa is well aware of the people that have been arrested in Zimbabwe. However, as a formality, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be writing a letter to Mnangagwa advising him that in Zimbabwe, we've got over 120 people that are currently in jail. And this is the same letter that I sent to President Ramaphosa, President Masisi, and President Hakainde Hichilema. We're going to send the same letter to President of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, who is now the SADC chairperson. And we're going to ask him to intervene in the release of those people that have been arrested in Zimbabwe. We're going to take all the necessary steps to make sure that as SADC, we exhaust all the steps that are required in SADC. We don't want the SADC guys to end up saying we never approached them. We don't want the SADC guys to say we did not provide them with an opportunity to resolve the issues in Zimbabwe. If SADC fails to resolve the issues in Zimbabwe, these issues are going to be taken elsewhere. However, we've given SADC a proper timeline, how long it takes to arrange this dialogue, 1 month to bring the parties together, 1 month to set up the schedule and the agenda, and 6 months to actually do the actual dialogue, and 6 months to do a referendum. So those are the suggestions that we've put to SADC and the letter that we've put out. I think my biggest concern right now is the guys that are in jail. It makes no sense to have 120 people in jail, and that is what we're going to do tomorrow. We're also going to write to President Jakaya Kikwete, the former president of Tanzania, tomorrow, and I'll share those letters with you tomorrow so that you can see what we've written. That will be the same letter. He is the, so for the SADC elders, he's in charge there of the panel of elders, President Jakaya Kikwete. With others, there are many other people in SADC. I believe that we've got presidents and former presidents in our region that are conscious of the problems that we're facing in Zimbabwe. The biggest problem we're facing in Zimbabwe is currently the human rights situation to do with the arrest of these people. We want these people out. These people are political prisoners. And as I said, we're going to also write to Mnangagwa tomorrow, advising him that we need his intervention as SADC chairperson regarding the issue of the arrested people. There is no one in our country who does not have a responsibility to bring these issues to light. And I would like to thank all of you for your support. We have received massive support throughout this year. No less than 5 million young people come to Gambakwe Media to watch all our broadcasts, to give us support. And all my travels from here to Botswana, from here to Zambia, and all the coverage of everything that I'm doing is being paid for by young Zimbabweans who are taking out their last cent and last dollar to make sure that we make those movements. Young Zimbabweans want change in our country, and I appreciate that. And I know that our presidents in our region appreciate that the millions and millions of young people that are in South Africa, in Botswana, in Namibia, in Tanzania, in Angola, in all these countries. There is no country where there are no Zimbabweans. In Zambia, now got massive number of Zimbabweans. They all want to go back home. And to go back home, the situation there must be conducive. Our economy must work, and our country must allow young people to have a job. At the moment, if you're in Zimbabwe, you can't even eat. There's no food to eat. There are no jobs. There is no medical care. Thousands and thousands of young people are crossing the border into South Africa to get medical treatment, and thousands of young people are going to Zambia to look for education. It's unheard of that young Zimbabweans would go to Zambia for higher education. This is happening because the systems in our country have fallen apart and they've collapsed. And this is something that we need to address, and leadership is going to come from the young people all over our country. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm not going to take long tonight. I'll see you in the morning at 5 a.m. when we give you the news update. Let's look at the comments, and then I'll quickly give you the sports update from Botswana. Mukoma Gray, varikuti house kumira kuhumana. Mukoma Gray, muchafane nzara. Vana venyu vachafane nzara. Hunger, poverty, and all sorts is going to fall upon you and your family. Mukoma Gray, kuturura, and your family is going to disown you for what you've done. Mukoma Innocent, ED must focus on fixing our economy. Arige kusunga vanhu vasina mhosva. Yes, please. You have seen me going on a massive demonstration for 30 minutes. That was amazing. So right now, that demonstration has been seen by over 1 million people all over Zimbabwe. And what young people want is they want jobs, they want a developed country, they want a country where they can eat, they want a country where they can plan, they want a country where they can go to school, where they can raise their kids, where they can move around and go to Victoria Falls, to Wange, to Nyanga. At the moment, that is not possible. Every young Zimbabwean who comes out of school wants to leave, and we don't want that. So we want to start dialogue, want to kickstart dialogue, and that dialogue needs to be kickstarted by us as Zimbabweans. I have approached already. I've started the process of approaching the guys in ZANU-PF, the guys in CCC, using the connections that I have already in those political parties. And If SADC was to endorse our proposal with modifications, we are going to be able to kickstart this dialogue. People are going to sit down and talk. Our country needs to rapidly industrialize. And we've got the 50-year strategy that we're sponsoring. You're going to be hearing a lot about the 50-year strategy. This week, I'm going to start unpacking the key parts of the strategy, how Zimbabwe can become the most developed country in our region. Within the next 10 years, Zimbabwe can bypass South Africa. Within the next 50 years, Zimbabwe can become the most developed country in our region. We do have the capacity. We have the most educated people in this region. We've got people everywhere in the world. And it can be done. It's amazing what Zimbabwe is. But currently, Zimbabwe is like a big rock on the top of all the other SADC countries. Imagine if Zimbabwe would work, what it would be like in our region. It would be amazing. Let's see other comments here. Abano Buddha next week. Mkoma Mashimba, thank you very much. I hope that Timba and the other guys come out and we're going to write to President Mnangagwa, President of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa. Mkoma Glot says, I don't know what to think about yourself, Pardon Gambakwe. Your information is ever correctly accurate, and yet all other media groups in label you a sellout. I don't want to see you as such. Okay, Mkoma Glot, let me explain to you. Gambakwe Media, have you ever heard me talking about another media house? Why? Why would I talk about a media house that came out a year or two ago? Gambakwe Media is 14 years old. In 1998, okay, how many years is 1998? I don't even know how to count. It's over 20 years ago. The NAST SRC gave me my first funding to start my newspaper, the NAST Observer. Most of the guys that are running media houses right now were in diapers. I have worked in industry, in a job, at a company, at a bank, at a manufacturing company. I've worked in the United States, in Europe, and all over the world. South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, all these countries. I've worked there. I've traveled to all the countries that you know. I'm not beating my own chest. All I'm saying to you is, it's natural to attempt to get views using the name Gambakwe. So if you go to most channels, let's say Kapoindi something guy, if you go there, you look at his videos, 1 view, 2 view, and then you go to Gambakwe, he writes Gambakwe there. 10,000 views, 20,000 views. So funny. So I don't want to explain even more. All I'm saying to you is, remember, I'm not a despot or someone who can kill you if you write about me. If you write about me, you're going to go to bed, you're going to sleep well, you're going to have nice dreams, and you know that no one is going to come after you or kill you. That is what we want. Mnangagwa, if you write about him, he's going to send people to kill you, he's going to send people to throw you into jail, he's going to torture you. That is what we don't want. You get it? So we want a new politics. If you write about Chamisa, did you see Chamisa chasing you or killing you or running after you? Same. If you write about Gambakwe, did you see him chasing you or running after you? That is what we want. We want an open space. When you saw me protesting in South Africa, was I arrested? Was I thrown out? Was I somehow stopped by the police? That is a country. A country where things do well is a country where people can freely express themselves. That is the first step in a country. The second step in a country is a country that is connected, where you move rapidly between places. And then the third step is a country where your tourists are flocking in. The airport is always full. If you go to the OR Tambo International Airport, people are always in and out and in and out. And then the third thing that we want is a security services that works for the people. And we've got a plan for the Zimbabwe military, for the Zimbabwe security agencies. I have laid out all these plans in the 50-year strategy for Zimbabwe, and we're going to be laying this out here. This is part of the dialogue. We want our country to do very, very well. And Gambakwe is going to be part of this going forward. That's why you see me, I do not sleep at all. Zimbabwe is always on my mind, and young people get it. We've got the attention of all the young people. Young people want us to do what we're doing. Young people want us to approach these bodies, and a SADC, and an AU, and a UN. We're going to do it, and we're going to fix our country. I promise you, within the next 10 years, if our plan comes to fruition, Zimbabwe will be great, such that there will be no Zimbabwean outside of Zimbabwe within the next 10 years. That is what we want to do. And Mnangagwa will have no choice but to listen to what we're saying, because our plan is so clear and Mnangagwa's vision is so small. Mnangagwa is thinking about maize and goats and chickens. Who wants chickens? Who wants goats? Right now, they're failing to feed people in our country. Our cities are a mess. When you walk in our cities, it's like in the villages. Those are the things we want to fix. So that's amazing. I want to go into this comment here, which just came in. And this is amazing. Mkoma Domat, free Dureko Spanda, free Timber, 78, free political prisoners, Mahosi and SADC are useless. So I don't want to insult the SADC presidents. I've said to the guys, do not do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the SADC presidents. I'm going to be approaching each and every SADC president, except the ones that talk English. It doesn't make sense for me to approach a president that doesn't talk English. Like today, I can't approach President Rajoelina. He doesn't know how to speak English. I can't approach President Nyusi. I can't approach President Rengo. So I'll approach the presidents that can speak English, and we're going to do it. We've already approached most of them. And what we want to do, guys, is we mustn't stop. We are the future of this country. And Mnangagwa, they're going about telling people that the imperialists are going to take over the country. That's not true. There is no imperialist who's going to take over Zimbabwe. Our country is going to do very, very well. We need to partner with other countries, which includes SADC. We need to make our country so attractive. But first, we must be engaged. So we must all be engaged in our country. We mustn't be looking away and outsourcing our responsibilities to other people. So every day you see me here, you're going to see me here every day until this is resolved, until our people are out of jail, until you have a high-speed train from Harare to Victoria Falls that will get you there in 5 hours. So within 5 hours, you should be able to go from Harare to Victoria Falls. Within 3 hours, you should be able to go from Harare to Bulawayo. Mutare should be a 1 hour train ride. We should have an amazing country, which is a beauty, as it is amazing. So many game parks, so many natural wonders, so many minerals. What an amazing country Zimbabwe is. Everyone who's ever been to Zimbabwe loves it. And we just need to fix our politics, our broken systems, and make this an amazing country. So we're going to do it, and we all take this opportunity to be engaged. And as I said, young people have got all our attention. They are listening to us. And the neighboring countries, I was in Botswana, the amount of goodwill that we've got. People want Zimbabwe to do well. In Zambia, people want Zimbabwe to do well. You saw all the presidents came to Zimbabwe. Some of them even spent the night under those difficult conditions. King Mswati was over there overnight. President Masisi spent the night over there. President Rajoelina, they all spent the night in Zimbabwe under difficult conditions, because Zimbabwe is a lovely country. It's at the center of the whole of the region. It can be an amazing hub. Let's make this country work. Let's not be known for all this nonsense that we're known for. Arresting people, throwing people in jail, rigging elections. That's not what you want to be known for. You want to be known for tourism, for growth, for a strong currency, for bumper harvests, for being an inviting country for tourists. That is what we want our country to be known for. And us young people are going to do it. And I hope that you like it. Mkoma James, you want me to find interpreters? Mkoma Nyusi speaks English. I actually have a home in Mozambique, if you guys didn't know. My grandmother used to live in Mozambique, just at the border of Zimbabwe. And she left me a huge chunk of land in Mozambique. So I'm probably going to go over there and become a Mozambican and a Zimbabwean, because it's right next to Mozambique there. So I get distracted here. The point I'm trying to make is we've written a letter to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. We've copied it to all of SADC Secretariat. Tomorrow we're going to write a letter to President Mnangagwa asking him to release the people that are arrested over there. And then we're also going to write a letter to President Jakaya Kikwete of the elders to help us with the mediation and dialogue in Zimbabwe. We've put a proposal. We've written in detail what needs to be done and how we can play a part in that process. I would like to thank all of you, and I'm so excited with the period that we're entering, we are starting badly. We're starting from a bad place. But if we do well, we're going to do very, very well. And if everyone works together, Zimbabwe is going to do very, very well. And I am going to be part of it. I'm not going to leave this thing until it is finished. And I believe, Guti, God is in it. God is in it. I'm honest, guys. Chamisa, I've got nothing against Chamisa at all. I don't think Chamisa's strategy is wrong. I believe that Chamisa's strategy is correct. And I'm going to be approaching Chamisa with the letters. So as soon as we get an opportunity, we'll take these letters to Chamisa, and we're going to say, Chamisa, here is the proposal for dialogue. What do we do as Zimbabweans? Do we move into dialogue together and address the situation? If you want to be part of the group, WhatsApp me there. We'll put you in the group. If you want to contribute to the documents that we're working on, the 50-year strategy, all these documents, join us in that group and let's work together. Let's make our country great again. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I forgot to tell you that Dynamos won. So Dynamos is a team of Zimbabwe. A team, yes, Welonke. Not a team is Welonke. That's Highlanders. A team, yes, Harare. Dynamos. Iwinile namhlanje uma idlalela la eBotswana. Inkinga ikhona ukuthi lapha eZimbabwe ayisekho i-stadium engakhona ukudlala ama matches awe CAF. Phela yonke into siyalimala lapha eZimbabwe. Uthola ukuthi even i-stadium sase Harare sana asena toilet. Asena ama toilet. Yiyo yodwa reason enza ukuthi abantu badlalele eBotswana. Yabona. What's making people play in Zimbabwe in Botswana is because the stadiums in Zimbabwe don't have toilets, so they have to put the soccer match in Botswana. So this was the game today. Dynamos won 1-0 against Zesco of Zambia. What a shame that our country cannot host a soccer match, and we have to play our home games in Botswana. But we are going to solve all this. These are the problems I'm talking about. There is no words to express how low our country has gotten over the past 44 years. And it is our duty as young people to bring up this country. I want all of you guys who are coming out of university to have a job. I want all you young people who are coming out of university to live the life of the first world. And that is what we need to do. And we're capable of doing it if we work together. What is happening now? We must reject it. We must reject the laws that we've been sent to by Mnangagwa and his people. We need to build a fresh new Zimbabwe that we can all be proud of. Thank you very much, everyone.